Alright, well this is pretty crazy. So if you were unaware, Pam and I really wasn't even going to address this, Pam and I recently uploaded a video a couple months ago titled "We Blew Our Entire Stimulus on Lottery Scratch-Offs," or something along those lines. So that video ended up doing very well. I believe it's the most viewed on this channel. Which is pretty crazy. Some people really enjoyed it. In fact, most people really enjoyed it. Some people had opinions about it. They didn't like it, which is totally fine. I can understand why people had those opinions, and everybody's entitled to their opinions. I will say though, real quick, when Pam and I made that video, we never had any intentions of being insensitive or be disrespectful or anything like that. We just made that video with a goal in mind, like any of our other YouTube videos, which is just making good content that will bring joy to someone or entertain somebody and maybe help them forget about the crazy stuff they're dealing with in life, or maybe even get away from the constant negative news media for a minute. Anyway, the purpose of this video is not to defend myself at all. In fact, if I could go back and do it again, I would do everything exactly the same. I wouldn't change a thing. What I'm here to show you guys is recently we were featured on the national TV show Inside Edition. I'm sure you've heard of that show. I've heard of it, but to be honest, I don't really watch much news, so I've never really watched it for myself. And it actually doesn't even air in this state. Somehow they got a hold of this video and decided to report on it. So let's roll the clip real quick so you guys can see it.
This man live streamed from the casino floor that he's gambling away some of his stimulus cash.
The theme of this stream is blowing my stimulus check in Las Vegas.
And this pair spent their entire stimulus check on lotto scratchers.
Maybe one of these will be a jackpot winner.
They posted on YouTube what turned out to be a big waste of good money.
We took $600 and turned it into $230.
How dare you be so wasteful, fumed one critic. I spoke to CNBC's senior financial...
Like I said, Inside Edition does not air here in New Hampshire, so I actually had a buddy, Justin, at RVA Flips, who lives in Virginia, record it for me. The crazy thing about this whole situation, and the main point of this video, is that we didn't know we were going to be on this show whatsoever. I was just sitting at work last week, and all of a sudden I started getting these notifications from both our YouTube channels, this one and also Thrift Mime, of people commenting, "Hey, you were just on national TV. Hey, you were on Inside Edition." And it wasn't like a lot of people. This was like early on in the day, like probably 1, 2 o'clock in the afternoon. And it was just a few people here and there saying it. And I'm like, what the heck? Like, I didn't know anything about this. So at first, to be honest, I thought it was just a troll because as a YouTuber, that's a pretty common occurrence. It wouldn't be completely out of the question or completely unexpected for somebody to like pull a troll move like that. So at first, that's actually what I thought. And as the comments kept rolling in of a bunch of people saying the same thing, I'm like, this is very weird. Like maybe this isn't a troll. Maybe this is like legit. Maybe we're really on the TV show. And I was searching on Google, I was searching on their YouTube channel, and there was nowhere to be found of us being featured anywhere. So I'm like, what in the world? But anyway, later on in the afternoon, like I said, I had my buddy Justin at RVA Flips record when it aired in his area, and sure enough, we were right there on the news. What do you know? Now, Inside Edition never reached out to us once. They never asked permission. I don't even know if they can do that legally. I guess they can. Where they're such a big company, I'm sure they've done this 100 times before. I'm sure they just blatantly rip off YouTubers all the time and create news stories about it. Obviously, they probably have their legal ducks in a row. But what I thought was like really ridiculous is they tried to paint us as a general of society. They just ripped off 2 small YouTubers, us and then some other guy who was in Vegas, of gambling away their stimulus money, and they were trying to paint that this was a really common occurrence in US society, which is total garbage. For the most part, I don't think people are doing what we did, and I think it's super ridiculous that they would even try to paint that. It almost seems like they just thought up this idea in their head, did a quick Google search, found a few people who did that exact thing so that they could just run that story on their channel that night and just paint this basically false narrative that people are being extremely irresponsible with their stimulus money. Now, I did actually email the contact email that's on the website of Inside Edition, and to a gigantic surprise, I never heard back. I just asked them what the deal was. I'm personally not mad at all that they featured us on their show because it brought a little bit of traction to the channel, not a lot, but a little bit. And I just think it's cool. I just wanted to address to them that, hey, why did you just steal my content, basically, unannounced for your benefit, to paint this narrative of everyday Americans that's not even true. They even called in a financial expert to talk about how bad of an investment gambling your money on scratch-off tickets is. Like, newsflash, duh. Obviously, that's a bad financial decision. I think most people can distinguish that. Even went as far as taking a comment from Justin at RBA Flips that he commented on the actual video. I think he said something along the lines of, how dare you be so wasteful, and then he put some other stuff after it. I'll put it on the screen so you guys can see, but it was 100% sarcastic comment, and they took it as like literal and posted it like in big letters on the actual show, which I thought was hilarious. But anyway, that's all this video is about, just kind of getting it out there that Inside Edition never asked us to use our content. They never reached out and told us they were going to use our content, and they just took it to paint this narrative about how people are spending their money, which is crazy. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. It was a quick one. And yeah, if you haven't seen that video, if you haven't seen the video of us gambling our entire stimulus on scratch-off tickets, it's a pretty fun one. So go check it out if you haven't seen it yet. I will link it down below. So thank you so much for watching again, and we'll see you soon. Bye.